So do you want to sell to your clients and make sure that they buy, so you can buy a big house in a big mansion? Me too. By the end of this video, you're going to be learning from one of the best salesmen in modern day history, Leonardo DiCaprio. That Leonardo DiCaprio did play him, Jordan Belfort, from The Way of the Wolf. Now you may have seen The Wolf of Wall Street on Netflix. I think it was Netflix, I can't remember. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I love him. Take me, Leo, take me. He actually plays this guy, Jordan Belfort, who could sell ice to Eskimos. He did it in a bit of salesman, con man sort of way, so don't go totally down the Jordan Belfort route, but the way he explains it in his new book, Way of the Wolf, is really simple and clean. First thing that I actually learned through Jordan Belfort's book was don't sell to people that don't need to be sold to. So try and sell to them, but if you realise that they're just not really interested, go to the next one. Just have a big list of people and bang, 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 bang. It's more about fishing with a lot of hooks than it is about trying to catch that one fish that just won't get on your net. Get off, fish! So by the end of this video, I want you selling like Jordan Belfort, just like he's on Red Bull, without the scamming and the fraud and the yachts. Hey, let's go with yachts. Yachts are good. I bet you a yacht by the end of the year. Hello, I'm Super Steph, aka Stephanie Lee-Harper, and I am here to help people just like me, small businesses that are niched. I'm a kids party entertainer that don't know where to start when they're trying to build their business into a massive empire to look after their children or cats. I want to make you a ton of money by learning the things that all the other business books are actually teaching, because it's actually not rocket science, I've noticed. So I'm sharing all of my information with you so that you don't have to waste your time and energy reading all the books. Just come down here, I'll give you the York Notes. If you don't know what York Notes are, it's some sort of cheat sheet thing for universities in the UK. York Notes, York Notes. Now today we are diving into sales. And sales should be your bread and butter, not really about your product. Sales come first before your product. We're going to make you a salesman today. And the way I like to call it is manipulating people ethically so that they give you money. Money, 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 shimmy, shimmy, money. Who doesn't want to see a 46-year-old lady dance? And shimmy. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm not into sales, Steph. I just want to make my cupcakes in my small business, or I just want to make coffees and sales will come. No, do that because that's what you're passionate about. You're passionate about your small business. If we wanted really money, we'd be a doctor or an engineer or something like that, but we're not. We're hairdressers, coffee makers, kids party entertainers, seamstresses. All of those things you can still make money from as long as you market it. And I'm going to show you this because friends, when you have a small business, you are already in sales. You don't just do that for a hobby.
When you're in business, sales come first and your product comes secondary. I know that sounds weird, but it's about the money. I'm not sitting there knitting for a hobby, and don't worry about it. You're already a salesman. I mean, you sold your husband takeaways last night, didn't you? Look, if you're breathing, you are pitching. Okay, so Jordan Belfort in his book talks about, first of all, not wasting your time on people that are not going to sell. Yes, you do push certain people down the line. Push, push, push. They do need a kick up the butt to get them over the line, but you can feel it usually. You don't try and sell a kids party entertainment package to a pub with a whole load of scary Australian beer drinking men with 2 teeth that really don't have anything to do with children, because there's pubs like that around. So do your research and sell to the people that are in your demographic. Don't just blindly pick up a list of businesses and start calling. Try and whittle it down and then give them a call. Now the first one, which I was actually interested in, what Jordan Belfort talks about, when you first make their phone call, you're not trying to sell them anything. You're actually trying to gather information that you can use just to catch them back again. If you're trying to test your bait, just a little bit of bait, just to see if that type of fish, fishy, can eat that bait. No point in giving it gummy worms when it wants a maggot. Find the person that actually makes the decisions in that company. After you've gathered the information, then you're going to go and try and get that information and use it against them the next week. And you can see this when Leonardo DiCaprio calls the person back and says, hey, something's just come across my desk. He knows what he's doing.
Well, reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have 60 seconds, I'd like to share the idea with you. Got a minute?
When you're on the phone with them for the second time round, don't whiffle waffle. How's the day today? Oh, I've got kids too. Chitter chatter, chitter chatter. He calls it the straight line system. And the straight line system is just telling them exactly what they want to hear and then getting to the reasons why they need to buy it and then just keeping it down there. Don't meander off, because the more they meander, the more they're looking at their watch thinking, hurry up, got things to do. You need to take them from point A to point B as fast as possible. From who are you to shut up and take my money. When you're talking to a prospective client, start strong, don't faff around. Lead the call so that you sound that you're in charge, but don't sound like a director with a clipboard. Yes, I need to tell you how to do this because I think you need my product. For example, if I phone up a pub or a hotel, I have got to make sure that I sound in control because they're going to notice my voice. And I need to make sure that I'm not going to waste their time. Hello, I'm Super Steph and I help frustrated venue managers find kids' party entertainment so that they can entertain their guests so they keep paying for more beers and food. Do you mind if I have a quick chat? Obviously sound less manic than that. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions just to see if I can help you with any of your entertainment needs for your family nights? Now you're going to be a bit rough around the edges at the start. Just keep waffling. It'll get better. When you're talking to a prospective client, you've got to gather intel. Ask smart questions. And people that are interested in what you've got to give will be happy to answer you because they know, selfishly, it's in their own best interest. Now this is not an interrogation. Tell me how many children you have. Tell me who is the face painter who comes on Wednesdays afternoons. And I've seen her. I kill her. So ask questions that help your clients find out if your product or service meets what they need to get. And if it doesn't, move on. You're doing them a disservice if you stay there anyway, flogging them something that they don't need. For example, if I'm phoning up a pub or a venue, try and get in there to do kids' party entertaining on a weekly basis, I'll ask, how many children do you have coming? How many families roughly do you have? What's your best time of the week? What's your slowest time of the week? Maybe we can put that up. What's the average spend that a family will have? That's really good, because if you can get an extra like 5 or 6 families coming to see you do a kids party show. I mean, I went out last night and it cost me $150, which I think's a lot. So even if you had a magician at $350, you've just earned $750. Is that right? Not very good at maths. 300, 600, 750. That's a bargain. 350 out, 750 in. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Every single manager will be like, yes, what a bargain. So the better your questions, the more ammo that you have to fire back at them when they say, oh, I don't really know if we actually need you. In Jordan Belfort's book, he also talks about pitching the sale. You pitch with emotion and logic together, because some people are very emotional and some people, like me, are quite logical. But when you pitch, don't just pitch the features. You're not selling a Hoover, or maybe you are. You're going to be selling peace, quiet, laughter, money for the client, and social proof to say that that client is looking after their families. For example, your families can take all of their children off to your playground that you've got in your venue and have a nice quiet time together, laughing and sharing experiences in your venue, creating that memory of happiness, which will bring them back again to try and repeat that same feeling. The logic says get entertainment. The emotion says I want families in my venue spending money. Now this is how to say, give me your money without sounding like a criminal. Give me your money. Give me your money. Give it to me. Let's talk about tonality of your voice. In The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, just in case you can't remember who it is, tonality of your voice is 90% of the sale. 90%! I need to work on my vocal cords. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So if you mumble and sound like a wet sponge that doesn't even trust themselves to let alone deliver a product, then you're not going to get the job. It's like you're sounding like you're asking for permission to fail. I think I've got something for you. Not looking at the eyes. You'll also come across very wrong as well if you're over the top. I'm not like this video. If you shout like an over-caffeinated estate agent, people are going to find you annoying. Jordan Belfort doesn't put this in his book, but the way I see it is you need to mirror whatever your client's doing. So if they're excited, you sound excited too, because it's their energy. They're the type of category of person that needs a happy, excited person, and they'll feed off that energy. If you've got someone who's very calm and relaxed, they're not going to be very happy with you if you're sounding like a clown. Book me, book me. They'll need someone that they can talk to in their own category with the same pitch and tone as they are, because they must hear themselves all the time and I think they're wonderful. So confidence sells, and they have to believe that you trust yourself before they even trust you, because to convince you need conviction. So sound like you know what you're doing. So in Jordan Belfort's book, he talks about the 3 10s. You've got to make people like all of these 3 things 10 out of 10. Your product or your service has to be in the correct packaging, no crappy old websites, and you promising of a great product when it's just a crappy packaging. The second one is if they believe that you are a trustworthy human. If they don't trust you, you're not getting anything. And the third one is about your company. Is it a 10 out of 10 company? Does it actually look like a running business, or does it look like you're doing it out of your garage? And you might be doing it out of your garage. Who cares? Just you don't tell them that. And don't worry if you're doing it out your garage. Steve Jobs did it. Bill Gates did it. Lots of them did it. But they didn't go around telling everybody. Shh. Secrets. If you like these videos and you think that they help you with your small business, then please like and subscribe down below, and hopefully I'll give you a few tips on all of the books that I've read about how to get rich. Right, let's break down the 3 topics that Jordan Belfort from Way of the Wolf says you need to make sure you get 10 out of 10 scorecard on every single one of them. So number 1, your product or your service has to look 10 out of 10. Clients are actually asking themselves, can this person and this packaging do exactly what it says on the tin? From my eyeballs, can I work out from this packaging that this person is providing me if this service is going to be any good? If your service is great, but your website looks like it was built on a toaster platform in 2009, then you need to ramp it up a bit. If you turn up all scruffy as a hairdresser and you've made up your own hairdressing studio and people walk past, oh, you haven't got pretty hair, it looks scruffy. You need to sort yourself out. I'm not a hairdresser. I haven't got an excuse. If you've got a coffee van and you want people to visit it, make sure it's clean. Honestly, the amount of coffee shop vans that look like you're going to get some sort of tetanus jab straight afterwards is just disgusting. Just look at it, clean it, because they're not looking at the coffee, they're looking at the revolting bacteria that's on your van that they imagine's in your coffee. So the packaging has to be linked. Also, packaging that is incongruous as well. So if you go to the doctors and you see a man literally in a painter's hat and a shirt with paint on it, you don't expect him to be your doctor. That happened to me once in Sydney, and it was a bottom checkup. I felt very uncomfortable. Come to think of it, I don't even know if he was a doctor. So don't let bad packaging ruin your service. Sort your website out, sort your van out, make sure it's clean and tidy, because nobody wants to buy a squash Kit Kat even if it tastes yummy. Jordan Belfort's second 10 out of 10 scorecard that you have to make sure is 10 out of 10 is the tonality of your voice. Humans love a great sounding voice. Not too nasally, not too scratchy. I've got both, don't judge. Look at Morgan Freeman's voice. It's smooth, it's like chocolate. You would believe everything that Morgan Freeman says, wouldn't you? I do. If your product is amazing, but you sound like a gremlin on voicemail, you need to sort out your voicemail. Record yourself, go on YouTube, find out how you get a less nasally voice. Still got to watch that video. And remember, you're not going to be brilliant overnight. It's just a long, slow, incremental improvement every day. We're improving ourselves, friends. And the final scorecard that Jordan Belfort says you must hit 10 out of 10 is your company. Does it look like it runs from a bin? First of all, don't go and buy an office space and spend all your money getting that office space. All you need to do is mask that charade. Mask it. Be the artist. You don't put a photo of your basement on your website and say, this is the headquarters. No, ignore that. A good tip I heard the other day was never call yourself CEO, founder, director, and be the person that's picking up the phone to the client. That's definitely a small business. Just say that you're the marketing manager and somebody magical is CEO. Make some people up, fictitious people. I'll just pass that on to Cara, the marketing manager. Cara doesn't exist. It's you, sitting on your kitchen table, doing the marketing. They don't need to know that. If you're an independent estate agent and you work from home, don't meet them at your house. Hello, come in for a cup of tea. Go meet them at a nice coffee shop, as if you're doing bespoke servicing. Get them a coffee. Anyone who buys me a coffee, I'm theirs. Yes, I will marry you. Now, some of you know that I'm a kids entertainer and I absolutely love it. I get a lot of money for not doing very much, and I train other people not to do very much for money. and we all have a blast doing it. So if you want to learn how to get great money for having fun with kids, which is the best, just comment below, give me the guide, and I will help you not only learn how to be a kids entertainer well, that also you'll learn to get a lot of money, depending where you are. If you're in the middle of Greenland and no one's there to sell to, you need some people to sell to. Have a look below. So a secret weapon in Jordan Belfort's book, The Way of the Wolf, is building rapport with your client. And I don't mean, how's the weather over there? Like you're a nervous weatherman. You're not a weatherman. It's about matching your tone, your pace, your energy to your client. You're basically like the lady out of X-Men who morphs into different people. The blue one, but nobody knows her name. Mystique! Oh, I just Googled it. Mystique. If they're calm, be calm. If they're excited, be excited. If they're insane, charge extra. People buy from people that they like, and that's it. And if you sound like someone desperate, they won't trust you. If you sound over friendly, they won't trust you. There's not a lot of trust in the world. There's no trust anymore. But if you sound like someone that's listening to their problems and someone who's got a good ear and replying back with useful help, they're going to trust you. Where Jordan Belfort makes me feel hot and steamy under the collar in The Way of the Wolf is this thing called looping. So when your client is trying to step back away from the whole situation and say, I'll think about it, you don't just give up, you reframe it. I'm going to show you what I mean. Because you need to sell the parts and resell them when they're not convinced. So go back and resell them again instead of give up. For example, when someone says, I don't know, I think I'll have to think about it. Don't cry, don't panic, don't take it personally and get off your diet. That's the grey zone, and most business owners hear this about 80% of the time because people don't want the responsibility of making a decision. And what's better than not making a decision? No decision. So before you start offering black market discounts or give up quietly and die slowly inside, or chase them every 3 hours so that they block your number, go back and loop it back to where you think that they're a little bit worried about. Money, is it going to work? For example, if you're an orthodontist and you're trying to sell to a client your special braces, and the client says, I don't know, I need to check with my husband. Go back again and tell them what the positives are, the emotional positives about why they should come with you and get their braces fixed onto their face. Absolutely, go and talk to your husband and he's going to love it, because what husband wouldn't want their wife smiling at them with perfect set of teeth for decades? I'm sold. I'm sold. Actually, that's exactly what happened to me. And now I've got straight teeth and I'm $7,500 in debt. I'm a kids party entertainer. My clients are a lot of parents and we hear a lot, I'll chat to my husband. Absolutely. And he's going to love it, because what other parent wouldn't want their child being the center of attention and feeling like $1 million on their birthday, and knowing that that core memory gets into their brain for the rest of their childhood and into their adult life. So you loop, you strengthen what the best bit is, and then you close it. And you're not being pushy, you're not being persuasive. One gets you the referrals and another one gets you a slap in the face. So small business owners, I know you don't like selling. It's hard, boring, and it's worse on the phone. But I've got a secret. You are already a salesperson. You've been doing it. Sometimes you're going to win a client, sometimes you're going to lose. But what you need to do is keep on that phone, because the more people that you completely sell to, the more chance you have of winning. Tracking the wins and learning from the face plants. Because your business is not about what you do, it's about how well you can convince another person that your product is the answer to their press. Before you go, have a look up here. This is the ChatGPT Secret Rice Framework. If you do this to ChatGPT, then you're going to find a virtual assistant sitting in your computer that will not sleep, not eat, know exactly what you want, and spit out amazing information for your small business. Have a look. Bye, friends.